I'm in Narail. It's about 250 kilometers from Dhaka. I'm in Narail. It's about 250 kilometers from Dhaka.
There is no sound.
I think you can start.
I don't know it's going live, but
Drishti, can you hear me?
so welcome all the viewers of Newsroom Chat Trap. Today we have with us a renowned personality with us. He loves to call himself Ohomia, but still he stays in Bangladesh. And also, he lead vocalist at Maksud Dhaka. So everyone knows your band, and also a poet, activist, and also a bow researcher. So welcome, sir, to our show News Move Chat Rap.
Thank you so much for having me on the show, Dishti. Great pleasure and privilege to be with you.
And we are very thankful that you have always worked for the Assamese folk culture, and always trying to create a good bridge between the two countries. That's really very appreciable.
Well, I'm only one. I hope there were more because
Hmm.
my roots are from Assam. I live in Bangladesh. I've been born and brought up in Bangladesh. So a huge amount of homesickness works with me. So every
Hmm.
opportunity I get to go to Assam is always a pleasure. And in very small ways, I try to contribute to the exchange between the two countries, cultural exchange between two countries.
Okay.
So
So,
that's the way,
hmm.
and I'm meeting up with a lot of Assamese civil society people and cultural activists and
Hmm.
intellectuals. Various times I've been to the Guwahati Music Festival. I've been to the Guwahati International Book Fair where I performed once, and then I
Hmm.
went for the Haque
Okay.
So all in all, I've got a more or less a huge a lot of people that know me one on one in Assam. It's always a great pleasure to be back
Hmm.
home, like I call it.
Okay. Okay. So, Maksudal Haq to Mac Haq. So, how's the transformation?
Like I could figure out my name is Maksudul Haq, which is a difficult Arabic
Maksudal
name.
Haq.
My
Yeah.
difficult but beautiful Arabic name that my parents gave me. But
Hmm.
as I was growing up, I could see a lot of people who are not actually from Bangladesh or not Muslims are having a tough time pronouncing my name. While I was in
Okay.
school, in the kindergarten, my headmistress was a Scottish lady, and she used to also have a lot of trouble pronouncing my name. So she started calling me Mac, and that started, and then all my school friends started calling me Mac. And over the years, Mac Hawk and Maxdul Hawk somehow sort of gelled together and became Mac Hawk.
Okay. So that was the story of your name, like from Maksudul Haq to my Mac Haq.
Yeah, it's a long,
Okay.
difficult name for a lot of people to pronounce, actually.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Even in Assam, I have a problem.
Yeah, actually. Okay, so as a musician, how do you how as a musician you feel you carry a responsibility for the society. How do you think how you carry a responsibility for
uh,
the society?
You see, us artists, we always want things for ourselves. We want to be famous. We
Mm-hmm.
want people to love us. We want to be in the middle of. We want to be everywhere. We want to be seen and be shown by people. But
Mm-hmm.
in reality, we do not love the very fact that society is the one that has created us. We live in a society. So I, as a conscious artist, have always been more involved with the society as large. Now, if you look, just look at the. I mean, there's absolutely no reason for me to go and spend my time with the poorest of the poor bowels in Bangladesh. But I do it
Mm-hmm.
because they also hold the richest heritage of mankind, just not of Bangladesh. You know, bowel music has in 2005 was declared as the intangible oral heritage of mankind by the UNESCO.
Mm-hmm.
So these poor people, I mean, being poor cannot be a crime. So from the grassroots level up to the society that I live in Dhaka, the middle class, upper middle class, I have access to all reach of society. My acceptability is because of the fact that I can blend in with any level of society. I can go and sleep on the floor with the bowels in the akras. I can also go and spend time on the rooftop of a very rich millionaire's house. So I have all kinds of
Mm-hmm.
people and friends around me. So
Okay.
as and where I try to relate what's happening. An artist is an observer. An artist is one who's supposed to observe what's the dynamics of a society. So I try to
Mm-hmm.
convey the dynamics of reality at all levels, from up to bottom, from bottom to top. So that way, my activism has been uh, very well received so far. I haven't had much problem so to speak.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So you call yourself, as Ahomya Bangladeshi, right? So is there any conflicts of identity which you have experienced in your till today life?
No, well, not in Bangladesh, because in Bangladesh, no one even cares to know that I'm an Assamese. They don't even believe that I'm Assamese. They believe that I'm a Bangladeshi. As far as, yeah. And
Okay.
in my songs, I talk about Bangladesh and nothing else. Bangladeshi
Mm-hmm.
problems, so political problems, all kind of problems. But in
Mm-hmm.
Assam, yes, I do have a lot of problems. I have to explain myself. I have to explain myself who I am. Like the host, you have to be the host. I have to talk to them about how my family migrated to Bangladesh, why they migrated, and whether we were victims of any kind of communal hatred, which we are not. To explain
Mm-hmm.
that, and then the religious divide, whether I'm a Muslim or a Hindu or a Christian. All these issues come up when I
Okay.
visit Assam. So in Assam, I spend a long time explaining who I am, what I am, and what I stand for. But in Bangladesh, I have never had any because here. Some people know that I'm Assamese, but really no one gives a damn. Everybody thinks that okay, Mac is Mac. He's a Bangladeshi. He can be from Assamese too. But when I start speaking in Assamese, that's when they get a bit confused. But which this chance I don't get in Bangladesh too much to speak in Assamese.
Okay. Okay. So you are termed as a revolutionary. So what are the challenges you face being a revolutionary? What are the challenges?
Well, first and foremost, my belief system the whatever which I try to say, I have no belief system in the sense that I do not believe in an organized religion, right?
Mm-hmm.
We in the Baul philosophy is very simple. We are against the politics of identity. We believe that once we say I'm a Muslim, once I say I'm a Hindu
Mm-hmm.
or a Christian, we have identified with some kind of politics, some kind of politics of identity. We have only one identity, and that is human beings. We are human beings first, rest will fall in later. So that itself
Mm-hmm.
is, as you know, in a time we have had lots and lots of, from 2013 until about 2000 and say 17, 18, we had lots and lots of problem with the fundamentalists. The war crimes trial went on. Lots of my friends were killed because of the belief system. A lot of atheist friends got killed. So yeah, it was very
Mm-hmm.
challenging. There have been death threats against me. I have been careful of what I speak, where I speak, and move on. But other than that, uh, nothing has. It has not scared me because these people want you to be scared. They want you not to open your mouth, so they want to
Mm-hmm.
scare you. So there's only one thing I realize, and that's very clear, that if I'm going to die, I'm going to die only once. So if anything happens in between, it's the best I can do. I'm a creation of God, and we are all creations of God, and we should be fearless in what we believe and talk about, and live our life as fearlessly as possible without the dictates of anyone, whether it's a fundamentalist force, whether it's a secular, communal force. We should not. We should be ourselves and be as firm in our belief system. So that for me is my revolution, which is very peaceful. Again, I don't believe in violence.
Okay. Okay. So you also have worked as an advocate, right? So you have worked as an advocate for Bangladesh Liberation War. So how
Yeah.
was that particular period for you?
Now, this is something that you need to understand the history of Bangladesh first. In 1971,
Okay.
we probably you were not even born then, but in
Mm-hmm.
1971, I was about 14 years old, and I saw the liberation war, the ugly face of the Pakistani occupation force, which slaughtered 3 million people, saying that because we aspired for freedom, because we wanted to have a own nation called Bangladesh, versus East Pakistan, which was economically, socially, culturally exploited and devastated. So
Mm-hmm.
that is a struggle I've seen in my early days as I was growing up. And 13, 14 is a very impressionable age. And in
Yeah.
1971, I saw the slaughter of my people. I saw people getting killed. I saw neighbors getting raped. I saw people being taken to detention centers and tortured like mercilessly. And I've seen such a lot of things that when I even think about it, it traumatizes me. So after the liberation of the war, again, this fundamentalist force, the rightist force that took power for many years, and we had a military dictatorship, and so many other things happened in Bangladesh.
Mm-hmm.
Our history, if one goes to the history, it's a history of struggle between the liberation forces and the anti-liberation forces, which still exists. Right-wing people
Mm-hmm.
took over the government, military dictators took over and tried to make it an Islamic state, so on and so forth. So right now, for the last about 10, 11, 12 years, we now have a government which is pro-liberation. It's not that I
Mm-hmm.
support any political party, but I do believe
Okay.
and I do strongly support the government in its pro-liberation policies. So that is something I advocate. I wrote songs about it. I wrote song against the Islamic fundamentalists, which put me in trouble. Then I wrote song about democracy.
Mm-hmm.
Lots of other things that have actually transpired. So that in terms
Mm-hmm.
the liberation, the force, the liberation war continues to be a big force in my entire existence.
Okay. Okay, so like I have seen in one of your interviews, like you have always tried to re-establish the link between Assam and Bangladesh through Asmi's album. Okay, so and you always wanted to be the Bob Marley of North. So so how do you actually? Yeah, actually I have seen in some of your interviews and also read about it. Bob Marley of North. He always has dreams of it. So, can you just elaborate, how the album do you think be a social and political, commentary, according to you?
Yeah. Well, first and foremost, Bob Marley, as far as I'm concerned, lived and died with the same philosophy that I had. He
Mm-hmm.
was a bowl. As far as the bowels of Bangladesh are concerned, he was a bowl. He believed in
Mm-hmm.
one God. He believed in one God. He believed in love for humankind. He believed in mankind. He believed in protest. He believed in standing up for injustice, for which do the same. Now, as far as Assam is concerned, I'm really, God forgive, I do not want to be the Bob Marley of anything. I want to be Mac, who's known between Assam and Bangladesh. And for many years now, even since the first time when I went with my band to perform in, I think it was way back in 2012 when I went to. So a lot of people liked my song, my original composition, and they said that, how about converting this into Assamese? Now the
Mm-hmm.
problem with me is I cannot read. I can speak Assamese. I can read Assamese, but I cannot write
Okay.
Assamese, and I really cannot translate my Bengali work into Assamese. I will need some help. So
Okay.
I've told a lot of people in Assam to at least have a look at my album, my
Mm-hmm.
songs, and try to see if this could be translated to Assamese. Because translation is also a big deal because it has to have the poetic flair of the Bengali songs. So
Okay.
unfortunately, no one has come forward with those translations. But if and
Mm-hmm.
when somebody does, I will hope to at least 20 of my songs, which are very popular in Bangladesh. I hope to
Okay.
translate them into, and they're just not revolutionary songs. They're love songs.
Okay.
There are happy songs. There are pop
Mm-hmm.
songs. There are danceable songs. I want to have an atmosphere in Assam, which is the same in Bangladesh, because the
Okay.
the pop rock is so huge in Bangladesh. We have all genre music, so all the genres
Mm-hmm.
put together. If I can come in with a variety, if somebody's interested, I don't mind. I don't mind having a album released in Assam.
Okay, that's cool. Okay, so nowadays these youngsters, do you think they're politically aware? Like nowadays there are lots of things going on politically. So according to you, what do you
I think politics has become a bit anywhere in the world, especially in our Southeast
think?
Asia and South Asia. It has become a bit unpopular. You will rarely come across any young people these days who are offering to say, "Okay, I want to have politics as a career." Huh.
Mm-hmm.
That's not happening. No one wants to join politics. No one wants to because politics has become, in certain sense, so nasty and so limited and so
Mm-hmm.
vitriolic, and such a lot of hatred has spread to politics
Mm-hmm.
that
Mm-hmm.
so I will not say that people are not conscious politically. They are
Uh-huh.
conscious. They want to they want to do things. They want to make a change of the society, but it's just that
Mm-hmm.
the atmosphere politicians have created is very vicious.
Mm-hmm.
That's also in Bangladesh. That's also anywhere in the world. Political atmosphere, unless it is healthy, uh, you
Uh-huh.
you 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 will not see much change happening. But to say that
Okay.
our people are not politically aware would be a misnomer, because let's look at the anti-NRC uh, sort of march that happened with lighted torch in Guwahati. It was on a video that
Mhm.
wouldn't finish in 15 minutes. There were so many people out in the street. So if people were
Mhm.
if you're not conscious about the NRC and how difficult it's going to be for Assam and how much it's going to create hatred among communities, then that would have not
Mhm.
happened. So in Assam, whenever there have been reasons, Bangladeshi, we had a small incident which became a very big incident about a child being killed on the street, and then it became a huge nationwide protest where
Mhm.
everybody was. We so what again, because of the digital era, very few people come out on the street these days. It's
Mhm.
most of the protests are done online on Facebook and WhatsApp and that sort of stuff. But to say that our people are politically unaware would be wrong. I'd say there's a lot of political ideologies going out there, and a lot of people do think about politics.
Mhm. Okay, so as you already, always work for Assamese folk culture and everything, did you ever think of coming back to Assam?
I would love to come to Assam and live for a couple of months or maybe even a year, but to move
Mm-hmm.
in permanent would be difficult because my home, my heart, my house, my
Uh-huh.
career, my everything is in Bangladesh, and that's where I have been lived all my life. But it will always
Uh-huh.
be welcome to. In fact, there was once a discussion going on with Teshpur University for me to go and do a 3 month or 6 month course in the cultural studies department, but it didn't work out. It didn't happen. I was
Mm-hmm.
supposed to do a research on the Zikr tradition of Assam, which I was working, but in the end it didn't happen because probably they didn't have the right sort of funding for me or whatever. For some unknown reason, it never happened. But if such an opportunity
Mm-hmm.
comes again for me to go and live a few months in Assam or maybe even a year, I'm fine. But I have to keep coming back to Bangladesh.
Okay. So, as you told, you are very delved into bowl music. So, what do you think, what made you delve into the bowl music as a researcher?
Well, actually, ultimately, as you come of age, the only thing that you ask yourself is, who am I? Where am I coming from? It becomes a question of
Mm-hmm.
identity. What is my identity? Am I human?
Mm-hmm.
And all these, this sensitive questions keep coming to you as you come of age. So as I was coming of age, by the time I was 20, 25, I had given up because there was a rightist government in power. There was lots and lots of things happening politically, which I was very unhappy with, and I had to
Mm-hmm.
move away. So when I went down to Kustia, where the patron saint Fakir Alam Shah is buried, where
Mm-hmm.
the entire Baul community of about a million people, they thrive and they've lived there for centuries. When I went and met up with them, when I got myself my own guru, that's when I
Mm-hmm.
realized that there's actually so much to be done. So then my
Mm-hmm.
research started, and it's just not a song, because a bowl song is a song plus it's a complete philosophy, and with that
Mm-hmm.
song and philosophy is also a meditation. So I started researching more and more and trying to get into the sense of the song. And so now when I started getting to the sense of it, I started to write more about it in English. It got popular in newspapers, etc. A lot of people started, and I started getting invitations to many areas to speak about the vowels in English, because
Mm-hmm.
the vowels, as you know, they're the poor people, they can't communicate in English. So I became a voice for them, for the English-speaking elite of Bangladesh. Then I
Okay.
had, then I have a book called the Bauliana Worshipping the Great God in Man, which is also
Mm-hmm.
available in the Guwahati. So and then the Baul philosophy. When I went to Assam and spoke about it, people accepted because it was almost the same. It is the same thing that was preached by Srimad Shankara Mahaprabhu. It's
Yeah.
the same culture, same. So the unity of the spiritual world is the same in Assam as in Bangladesh. So
Mm-hmm.
that as an Assamese also gave me a lot of comfort that okay, it's not something that I have picked up. It's something that my ancestors knew, and they also
Mm-hmm.
accept when I go down to Assam and I meet they're all appreciative of the fact that I have taken such a serious step in trying to understand and research about Baul music.
Okay. Okay. So, as you have told, you have already also come to Assam, and you have done the various lectures and everything. So once I have heard you came to Tezpur University also for
Yeah,
lectures in bowel music,
yeah,
spirituality.
yeah.
So how was the experience? Like, is it different from Bangladesh and Assam? If I ask you a difference, what it would be exact?
No, it was very interesting for me because I'm virtually unknown. In the university circuit,
Mm-hmm,
we had something like 200, 300 students all jammed, and I had been performing. My voice had gone down. I did a few songs. I
mm-hmm,
did the songs and I tried to explain in Assamese as well as in English. And like I said, it was a welcome relief for them because they realized that the same culture exists in Assam. I didn't have to explain
mm-hmm.
much. Like in Bangladesh, I have to really explain a lot because people don't understand this culture, and we have
Okay.
some urban city bred some naiveties which go together. But that was not in
Mm-hmm,
Assam. Everybody knows Shankardev. Everybody knows his philosophy. Everybody
mm-hmm,
everybody goes to know what a hotra is. Everybody knows how the Assamese social life is controlled by the hotra institution. So
mm-hmm.
consequently, I didn't have to explain much, and it was a great pleasure and a sheer delight because everybody took interest, and I was happy that at least I could go and because I think of myself as a bowel missionary. Whenever I get a chance, I can go and speak
Mm-hmm.
about the bowel philosophy. So that was a
Okay.
wonderful thing, and there was a lot of interaction. A lot of students were curious,
Mm-hmm.
more curious about me than my music, which I of course deflected. I
Okay.
said, look, I am just a person here coming to you to just pass on a message that's the same passed on by Sri Shankar Mahaprabhu, Shankar Deva Mahaprabhu, and Azan Fakir in Assam, and the same
Mm-hmm.
thing Chaitanya Dev in Bengal and Fakir Lalan Shah in Bangladesh. It's the same thing from two
Mm-hmm.
different ends. The same message was transmitted. It's for us to get to together and be in peace with each other. That was it. That was a great
Okay.
experience.
Okay. So as you have walked for both the countries, so how far do you think music can make a bridge between the two countries, according to you, as you're walking for both the countries, Bangladesh and Assam?
So, I see a lot of possibilities. I see a lot of possibilities, especially because when I
Mm-hmm.
get to hear the bihu and the other traditions that in Assam that I've come across, the music and the artist and the high grade level of artistry that is there among musicians. And the only Assamese artist that has come to Bangladesh is Papon, and he is huge.
Okay.
People know him and they understand his music. Likewise, from Bangladesh also there are lots and lots of wonderful musicians, folk musicians, bowl musicians, rock musicians, fusion musicians.
Mm-hmm.
If we can have interaction between the two countries, we can actually break borders. And the
Yeah.
most important thing is, which I've also pleaded with a lot of top Assamese leaders, is for televisions to join together. Television is huge in Bangladesh.
Uh-huh.
We do not uplink to anywhere to India. So if
Okay.
Assamese and Bangladesh TVs could merge, there are music televisions. That there can be
Mm-hmm.
lots and lots of possibilities that can be worked at. I mean, that's why I strongly insisted that you have to be we have to be together in this, try to get over this animosity of Bengali and
Mm-hmm.
Homia, and try to say, okay, you are Bengali, you are Bengali, I'm Assamese, but how can we work together? You cannot forget the fact that you have a common border. You have a common
Mm-hmm.
border. You more people in Assam know about America, for instance, than they know about the next door neighbor, Bangladesh. Likewise, in
Mm-hmm.
Bangladesh, more people know about West Bengal or even Mumbai than they know about Assam. So whenever I visit Assam or I talk about Assam, there's lots and lots and lots of interesting interesting possibilities that I see.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, it's a question interesting. As we all know that Baul is a religious genre, so
Yeah.
do you ever face any hurdle? I beg to differ. Most of me Bhattacharya, I beg to differ. Baul
Yeah.
is not a religious genre. It's an amalgamation of
Mm-hmm.
all belief system. We are in fact against the politics of identity, whether you're Hindu or a Muslim or a Christian is immaterial to us. We are humans first. So if there's any religion, it's the religion of mankind. We put our hands
Yeah. Very
together and we say we're just one and all together in this, and let's put it forward.
true. Mm-hmm. Okay, so there's one
Okay,
more
what
question from
conflicts have,
yeah.
yeah, yeah. Gautam Kumar Botulai, can be taken to spread Assamic folk genre beyond Assam. Well, as I said, if Papon has come to Bangladesh and has done very well for, if we could visit
Mm-hmm.
Assam, if both can have workshops, like, okay, we have music workshop, we work together, we try to create, unless and until we open up our borders, unless and we visit each
Mm-hmm.
other, the visitation has been so limited. And as people in Assam, whenever I visit, it's more than the cultural aspect. They want to know about the political aspect. They want to know,
Mm-hmm.
oh, if Bengali, if Hindus have been persecuted and things like that, which is utter rubbish. I will not say that incidents don't happen, but to say that it happens every day is
Mm-hmm.
is difficult. Anindita Das, how do you view the
Yeah.
existential philosophy of Baul?
Yeah.
There hardly is a philosophy in Baul which isn't existential. We exist for the sheer sake of our time on Earth. This is one human body that we all have.
Mm-hmm.
The Earth, whatever is in the universe, is also well within our, the lakes, the rivers, the blood we have is proportionate to exactly what the Earth has. Now,
Mm-hmm.
Corona, for instance, the COVID-19 reminds us that we do not own Mother Earth. Mother Earth
Very
owns us. That's why
mm-hmm.
what we're going through right
True.
now is Mother Earth rejuvenating herself for better times, because we have exploited, we have damaged the
Mm-hmm.
atmosphere, we have created fear to one among the other. So
Mm-hmm.
those consequently, nature is taking kind of a sweet revenge on us, and I only hope and pray it doesn't last for too long because it's affecting a lot of people.
Okay, so
Thanks,
there's one more. Gautam Kumar Bodlo, welcome to Johatian,
Jahan.
Living Legend by another Johatian. From setback in 1976 to Bolana until now. It's been a long and eventful
Bauliana.
journey. What's new, my idol? Yeah, Bolia. Yeah.
Thank,
So what's
thank you.
new?
Thank you, Gautam. Thank you. Thanks for your kind message. Everything is new. I've got three new singles coming out. We finished
Mm-hmm.
audio, and we hope to finish it by, well, after. Right now, I'm not in Dhaka, so I hope to get back to Dhaka tomorrow. And after I get back, I should be very busy. So the new thing is we're going to have three new videos up for you in a very short time. And then after
Mm-hmm.
that, it's just a question of seeing if I can, if the COVID situation comes to normal, I'll definitely try to visit Assam with my band again to try and meet up with all of you again.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so as we have to wrap up the questions fast, so there's one more. How do you feel the internet has impacted the music business? Jogala Gopal. So it's from him. Hello. Hello. So I guess there was some connectivity problem.
Yeah. Sorry, I think we
Yeah.
got disconnected.
Yeah, there was some connectivity problem, I guess. Okay, so
Yeah,
we
yeah.
were talking about some questions. So there's a question. Okay, how to connect your music with nature? Prabal Kolita.
How do we connect music with nature?
Mm-hmm.
It started with, if you're talking of nature, it started with the universal sound Om. When the
Mm-hmm.
world was created, you had the sound Om, and then human frequencies, birds singing, animals making no noise. That's how language is developed. And then
Mm-hmm.
from there, then where so music is the outcome of nature. Nature in interaction, in harmony with the environment. And I think pre-human, pre-civilization human would probably sing to each other. And today, even in some cultures in Africa, they sing to each other. They don't really talk or have any kind of sign language. So yeah, it's,
Mm-hmm.
it's it's one of those things. It's very hard to define. But music, I believe, emanates from nature. It's a creation of
Mm-hmm.
nature and stays by nature and talks about nature. And that's why any song, see, all the folk songs, they relate to the earth as such. The earth, the wind, the rain, then the rivers, then all these things, they impact our mind. And all that thing
Mm-hmm.
creates the dynamic that makes music what it is.
Okay. Okay. So there's one more question. How do you feel the internet has impacted the music business? We got disconnected at that time. It's from
I
Jogala
think
Gopal.
okay. I think it's any technology has got its positives and negatives.
Mm-hmm.
I have no complaints about internet digital marketing and all of that. But what is really missing is when we used to have the physical albums, you'd have a cassette, you'd have an inlay card, you have a CD. You had something that you could show. Look, here's a physical album that I have. People would, fight with each other to grab his album or that album. So I miss that because as a musician, I would, after creating the album, I would spend a lot of work on the inlay work, digital work,
Mm-hmm.
artwork, then putting the lyrics together. Now I really miss that.
Mm-hmm.
So that as far as the impact, and of course, uh, free downloads. Free download is something that has really, really, really. I don't make a lot of money out of any of my content because most of it is free. So
Mm-hmm.
people are now buying everything from a house to car to animals to you name it, whatever. But people will not spend 10 rupee or 10 taka to buy a song, which is a very sad
Mm-hmm.
situation in Bangladesh. So that is something I
Uh-huh.
in India you still have some equal parity to say that okay, some musicians are
Mm-hmm.
making ends meet through digital, but in Bangladesh it's still a long way off.
Okay. Okay, so as you know, we have to wrap up the interview in short time. So this is the last question. So how do you view life? Is there any philosophy you follow in your life which you want to share with the
Uh,
viewers?
Philosophy itself is such a heavy word, it's very difficult
Uh-huh.
to have a philosophy in life. I live life on my own terms, number one. I try to be
Mm-hmm.
good to others. I try to be helpful to others. I try to communicate my all positivity through my communication. There's no negativity in my being. But that said,
Mm-hmm.
there are situations that do make me negative, that do make me introspective, that do make me angry
Mm-hmm.
also,
Okay.
which is very natural. But the essential philosophy is I try to look at, the higher existence above me. We all have an existence. If you believe in yoga, we have another higher existence above us. So
Mm-hmm.
how to keep connected with that existence and how to make the best of it, and how to, above all, preach love, not hate. That is the most important thing. Because in today's world,
Very.
you see where hate has taken us. It's very easy to organize 5 or 10 people behind one rifle or an AK-47, but it's very difficult to organize
Mm-hmm.
even one person behind a good idea. So my idea is I'm
Mm-hmm.
trying to do the difficult thing: organize one, two, three. I have a core group of maybe 15 followers who are like really devoted and would
Mm-hmm.
do anything for me, and and to all of you, on all that you and all that you know of, my philosophy
Mm-hmm.
is, you know yesterday is gone, tomorrow will come only if we can survive today. So today is the most important thing for us, Today is who we are,
Mm-hmm.
and this moment will decide what our next day is going to be. And that's about it. That's a very simple philosophy.
Okay. Okay, so there is Singh Gautam Kumar Bordloi. Can your son speak Assamese like you and my to all the families of Assam plus me? Or you can say
Well,
anything
my
for
son,
the Assam viewers. Yeah.
no, no, my son can speak Assamese as good as me, but he
Uh-huh.
doesn't have a lot of practice. He just got married to a Bengali lady, so
Okay.
but if he's in Assam, he can speak Assamese. I mean, because that is something you don't forget. You don't forget your mother
Mm-hmm.
language. And as far as the
Okay.
families of the Assam Basti, well, I've never been there myself, unfortunately. But what I hear is a
Mm-hmm.
lot of intellectuals from Assam are tying up with them, and they're trying to form Assamese schools. Some teachers are coming in, so lots and lots of things are going to be happening in the Assam Basti over the next couple of years. So I'm pretty positive
Mm-hmm.
about that.
Okay. Okay. So as we have to wrap up soon, so last words for the viewers of News Move Chat Trap.
My last word. Okay.
Yeah.
অসমীয়াই খুব ভাল লাগিল আপোনালোকৰ গোটেইখিনি ৰাইজক মই একেধৰণে পালো আৰু আশা কৰো আগতো পাম বাৰু এটা গান গাবলৈ কেইবাটামান ৰিকুৱেষ্ট আছিলে সেইটো কৰিব নোৱাৰিলো কাৰণ মোৰ লগত কোনো বজোৱাৰ মানুহ নাই আৰু মই আছো য'ত ঢাকাৰ পৰা 250 কিলোমিটাৰ দূৰতে আছো তো আশা কৰো আগতে
Mm-hmm.
আকৌ যেতিয়া লগ ধৰিম আকৌ আপোনালোকৰ গোটেইখিনি লগ পাম তেতিয়া কেইটামান গান গীত আপোনালোকক গাই শুনাম পাৰি কালিতা চৰি নেক্সট টাইম বাৰু দেই নেক্সট টাইম যেতিয়া আহিম
Yes, for sure. Next time.
then we'll I'll sing a couple of songs. It will only be a song show. I promise you that at
Mm-hmm.
least I will need two musicians with me. It will organize but that can be organized only in Dhaka. I'm not in Dhaka right now. ঠিক আছে? So
Okay.
thanks to all. We have News Move and take care. Joy be yours. Peace, love, and tranquility. Joy Guru.
So this was it with us, Mac Hawk. So everyone knows you, and we wish you all the best for everything you are doing for Assam and Bangladesh, the Assamese album for Bangladesh people and everything. So wish you good luck for that. And yes, thank
Thank you
you
so
to
much.
all the viewers. Do like,
Thank you.
comment, and subscribe to our channel on YouTube, and also do follow us on Facebook and Instagram for the latest updates from News Move Chat Rep. So thank you, Meg sir, for being with us in our show.
Thank you then. Bye bye. Bye.
Bye bye.